This episode of What the Pod Was That is brought to you by BLNK CANVS brand. If you own a business, restaurant, or sports team and you're ready to shake things up with that new, unique image, you need to use BLNK CANVS brand. BLNK CANVS specializes in brand identity, including logos and graphics for business cards, flyers, banners, and signs. BLNK CANVS offers printing services to help with your clothing needs. Look, when it comes to talent and service, there is no one better. For more information, you can search Facebook for BLNK CANVS, or you can email blankcanvas@whatthepodwasthat.com. That's BLNKCANVS@whatthepodwasthat.com. You can find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit whatthepodwasthat.com.
What the Pod Was That may have content and language that isn't suitable for some. Listener discretion is advised.
Recorded live from the GOT Sound Studio, this is What the Pod Was That. All material played on the show was found on the internet. The opinions about that material are our own. Please follow the show on Twitter @WhatThePodPod. Let's start the show.
Welcome to What the Pod Was That. I am Carrie Simmons. I'm joined by the man...
Oh my.
I'm joined by the man that was once considered the total package, but clearly FedEx took a beating on this delivery, Barrett Gruber.
Oh, I forgot I wrote that for me. I was like, Barrett's staring at me. Is this Mike? How dare you?
And the man who wears more clothing at home than the studio, despite several meetings with HR and several performance improvement plans, Zach King.
Zach King, hello. Zach gets out again. We've talked about this. We can talk all day.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate every one of you. Please subscribe to the show. Subscriptions.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for listening. We appreciate every one of you. Please subscribe to the show. Subscriptions drive searches. That's how we get new listeners. Also, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts and you think we're worth it, go ahead and give us one of those likes, status reviews, whatever. And if you're not on Apple Podcasts, just follow us on Twitch and Twitter. What the Pod is our Twitter, and Twitch, we're on the All About Nothing, actually. So
Yeah. Very good. See, you do that way better than I do.
I'll do the next episode. Carrie, I think what yours is
holy
that,
crap,
yeah,
I threw that and caught it.
It's on film.
It's recorded. and if you're watching audio, you missed it.
Carrie, I think what your thing is.
Sorry, it just came up.
That's great.
I think what your thing is you keep the status macabre seriousness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're like,
see, I gotta relax.
This is the All About Nothing podcast.
I gotta-
Some people die. That wrong podcast.
Yeah, I gotta chill out a little bit.
The following events are true stories.
For sure.
Hey, welcome to the new studio.
Oh, gosh. This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is our third recording in
so.
the studio. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
we like it.
It's better than the red walls. I like the gray walls.
I am just like all the decorating and the amount of work, because I was telling Barrett, I lived over here. My ex mother and father-in-law live right up the road, and so there used to be a family that lived here.
Yeah.
And so whenever I got to
They're still here.
yeah, they're under the garage. Maybe I should keep the status macabre seriousness.
They're buried under the foundation.
But it's huge.
What was that?
It's massive. I love it.
Yeah.
They put a ton of work, and I didn't get to see it before, but I can't imagine all the work that went into it. It's beautiful.
I think I have pictures of what it looked like before.
The before
Count
and
them
after.
1, 2 fireplaces.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll never not bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be a go-to.
It's like you got 2 fireplaces.
And I bet you there'll be nay a fire in the next 3 years in this bitch.
Yeah, not
Any
one.
of them.
Not a single one.
There should be a better word for fireplace. It's kind of like one of those words like, what do you call outside of Earth? They're like space, because there's a lot of it. Where are you putting the fire? In the fireplace. It's the place for fire.
Why? It makes the most sense of all how crazy the English language
too
is.
simple.
Why do you want to fuck it up by saying
It needs like a
complicated?
bourgeois name or something.
All right. Let's everybody think about what a
Who's he
new
talking
bougie
about?
name could be for fire. Like what is fireplace in French? Maybe that's what we
Yeah,
should call
like
it.
that. Exactly.
Yeah.
I need French fireplace. They're like, it's actually fireplace.
It's where,
In French. Place in the fire.
if you remember all of the French history, basically it's just where they put the severed heads.
In baskets?
Yeah, in baskets, and then would burn them.
God damn.
Yeah. Oh, the French were ruthless.
Yeah, especially when the head hits the basket and it's still like,
Yeah, when
Freaking French and
Oh.
the Chinese, man. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's.
Okay, so I want to bring this up while we're here.
Oh
I
my
meant
God,
to bring it
don't.
on the last one.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Have you been watching any television shows that are classics right now, or I mean, hits, blockbusters? The Last of Us, in particular.
Let me tell you how pissed off I am.
What?
Because here's why. It's amazing.
It's so.
okay.
And I have to wait a week for each episode now, and I'm like, crap.
So
I
you've seen
should've
all three?
Oh yeah,
It's back
and
to the.
Barrett just watched the third one.
and did I misread or get misinformation that they're not going to release the next episode today? They're going to hold it back.
Oh no, I think it's released today.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Okay, that must have been some bullshit TikTok.
We're gonna have to cut this a podcast short and go to
I was
HBO's
gonna
Mr.
say-
Not yet.
HBO's house.
Not until,
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it doesn't come out till 9. I think it's like when it releases on HBO Max.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
9
see
o'clock.
that's what annoys me is because I am just a completely impatient person.
Was that last episode not one of the best things ever put
I
on?
saw your
Okay.
face. It was good, but
Oh
I
my
also
God.
One of the best. Yes, I will give it to you. It was one of the best.
it
but
was
like,
good.
But like, because what I had not watched it until I guess it was Thursday. I watched it Thursday, and I think one of the things that I took away from it was I really have to stay off Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok and whatnot.
ruined it.
No, it's not. No, I didn't know what was coming. People didn't say specifically, but it's kind of so. There's two different weird scenarios that go on in my head. So like if I'm friends with somebody and they say, "Oh, I want you to meet so and so," you're gonna love them. Immediately, I'm off. I have no interest. I don't want to either meet them.
Because you're a hipster.
Yeah, no. Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really? I just feel like I don't want somebody to assume what they know too much about me that they can assume.
This episode was different, though. It was objectively fantastic.
So I said, so when I saw everybody was like, I was like, God, you know what? And I know people are going to ask me questions. Did I see it? Whatever. And I'm going to have to say, no, I didn't see it until I saw it. But all
I
of
didn't
the
see it until I saw it.
all of the accolades that people gave it, that this third episode, we won't say last episode because by the time this comes out, there will have been 2 more. We'll be on episode 5.
Well,
Yeah.
and the third episode was the first time out of the series so far that they strayed directly away from the game.
So that was
I
not
know.
a game. That was not a game scene.
No, but it was hinted
But it-
that Bill and Frank were like that, but you only find Frank when he's dead in the game. He's hung himself.
Okay. So when everyone started giving Last of Us episode 3 the amazing accolades that they gave it, I almost was put off from watching it because I was like, there's no way it's better than the last episode of MASH. You know, several episodes.
You had
of-
such a vested interest in MASH by the time the last episode came around. MASH is good, don't get me wrong.
I'd like to point out, Carrie is almost 2 years older than I am.
Carrie, you like MASH? You can choke him. We'll erase
You know, I don't want my child to see that violence.
So, Carrie, you played the game, The Last of Us, at all?
No. You know what? I got to be honest with you. When you said you meant to bring this up last episode, I thought you were going to go to the Xbox thing. So
Oh, well, fuck you for not turning that on.
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah, no, I need to do it. So here's what I'll give you. So here's what's happened. My house is in shambles. I've replaced the floors in the living room,
Right.
and got my back door replaced, and now I'm replacing the floors in the kitchen. And
Why?
everything
Were the
is-
other floors not good?
Yeah, I'm replacing rug in the kitchen with a wood
They had carpet in your kitchen?
I'm sorry, in the living room, and then the wood in the kitchen, it got some damage to it somehow, I guess from a leak under the door, and so I'm pulling that up and putting it down. So I have shit everywhere. I've got my refrigerators in a hallway. I've got furniture in bedrooms, and I'm like, man, the last thing I want to do is because
Play
I bought
Xbox?
this stand. I haven't even been on WoW in like 2 months.
They're wondering, your guild is wondering where you
They're
are.
probably pissed off. Everybody probably
Where's
left.
Leroy Carey Jenkins?
Right? Where's Sour at? Where's Cytag at?
Where's the
Where are my
troll?
people?
Wait, what class are you?
I'm an orc lock,
Okay.
and then I'm a pally priest, and I have a worgen, and yeah, I got a bunch.
I get it. I love World of Warcraft, but
I'm hearing words that I don't think I've heard since high school.
Yeah, I do need to pull it out, and I bought this stand to put it on, but I have to build that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, everything just.
well,
fucking
good news
hot.
is if Microsoft goes through and is allowed to buy Activision, we could have WoW on Xbox at some point.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's That's something.
Now that would be good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and get us started.
Let's do it.
So this is
Sorry, we're having, fun talking.
yeah.
Conversation.
Did you open the window and then shut the blinds so we couldn't get any air? Is that what you did?
You know what's weird?
I'm just like,
I can actually feel the little bit of breeze behind me.
yeah, the tiny, teeny little bit of breeze.
That was as
it's
much as
not-
I opened
It's not
it.
even open that much.
You got to open it like there's a fart.
Oh, do not.
Look,
do
I'm
not
just going to be
tempt
very
that.
real.
Do
I'm
not
just going to be
tempt
very
that.
real. With my hysterectomy that I had like 18 months ago, it is fucking hot in here. I'll just say it like that, okay?
We'll get it fixed. All right. So I'm gonna start us off with the first one, and so this is gonna be weird.
Wait a minute. Who says you get to go first?
I know.
Yeah, the host.
Last time I checked, Carrie let us in on this adventure.
All right, Carrie, you can go.
No,
first.
Barrett can go.
Okay.
Go ahead,
All
Barrett.
right.
Go.
So this is my first one.
Balloon off the coast of South
Oh,
Carolina
yeah.
about an hour ago. The president told reporters he gave the order on Wednesday.
It did.
The Pentagon to shoot it down.
I should have done.
And ultimately, I don't really care what he's saying here. Basically, they just anyway. It's not that it's necessarily funny. I don't know why. It's
I was going to say it didn't rotate. But
Is Joe Biden
Did it-
your secret guest for
did
us?
it not?
not for this show.
But wait a minute. So they shot it because I watched them. I was out white and I was like, oh, I'm going to go meet a few friends and watch them shoot down the balloon.
Yeah.
And it was like, what, 2:45, 3 o'clock when they finally shot it.
Yeah, something like that.
But did it not, the first time they saw it, was it not over Montana?
Well, so they had been apparently they had
And
been
it
tracking
went
it
all the way through Canada and nobody even noticed it? It came from Canada, supposedly?
It's really, really high up, though.
So the U.S. had seen
Yeah, I knew it was high up.
our intelligence knew about the balloon when it was launched. So like when it was launched in China months ago, they knew about because they know about these balloons.
They
Well, there's
should've-
also one over Latin America. Well, there was yesterday. So
Yeah.
There is
There's
the
like
one.
3 total.
Yeah, basically they think so. What I've read and while our government won't admit it and the Chinese won't admit it, basically there was a storm that blew these things off track, and the Chinese don't have the ability to. They can ultimately control the direction a little bit, but they don't really have the
Because it's
ability
a fucking balloon.
Well, they
Yeah,
let
exactly.
go of the
it's
string.
it's like a big ass hot air balloon without the.
And with it, and with everything else in China, you know it was kids holding it. So
Xi Jinping didn't toe the line. You go with it. If it goes up higher, you hold on.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I haven't done a lot of research. I was just like, oh, there's a balloon. Great. What's going on now?
We
It's
had
a
every right to
surveillance-
shoot that down.
it's a surveillance balloon that is built on technology that was new in like the early 80s.
They're like, we just want to see what kind of weather you have going on over there.
Yeah, it's basically a weather
I
balloon
think-
with some cameras on it.
and then,
That's the
and-
size of buses.
Yeah,
And, you know-
huge. Well,
It
but
is
we
the
should have
80s,
probably shot it down before it even crossed the damn border. Then,
I was-
and we
I was-
should have
that's what
done
I
it
was saying.
quietly.
well, it was
Wha-
always over someone else though.
Not
Like,
in Montana.
No, I
You're not
mean-
hitting shit.
that's I don't deny
I
that,
mean, when
but
it
what
got
if?
to us.
So here's the scenario. Everybody hates Biden anyway. So here's the scenario. Biden orders them to shoot it down over Montana. It lands, it collapses and dissolves mostly, but it lands on
A moose.
like on somebody's ranch or on somebody's livestock. Like
then
it
no.
kills like 6 cows. You know, Fox News isn't going to stop reporting about it for a month. Be like, why didn't he wait till it was over? You know,
Roswell
Well,
2.0.
no-
Roswell
there's
2.0
no
weather
win.
balloon.
There's no win.
I think anybody, whoever was going to be in Biden's shoes, wherever they shot it down, was going to be a shit
Oh, of
show.
course, yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter. Republican, Democrat, I don't care who you put
Well,
in
if
there.
you remember Roswell, they shot down a weather balloon over
Yeah.
a guy's ranch.
Yeah.
And then he went and got the thing. So I wonder if now if it would have been down on someone's property, like, you ain't touching shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people with guns that would have been
Lands
like,
in
no,
a
you're not.
trailer
Air
park."
Force isn't taking it. Well, what's like because Trump wanted to nuke he wanted to launch a nuclear warhead
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
hurricane.
Hurricane, yeah.
Yeah. So
We'll stop it.
so it's not like I don't know. It's just to me, just let the look. What don't the Chinese already know? They've got as many spy satellites in the air as we do.
I'm concerned. They're this like probably one of the smartest populated people out there. You know, like cultural people. What, that didn't sound right. One of the
Yeah.
smartest Asians in general. Right? Their IQ level is just
Yeah, maybe.
way higher than us collectively in the United States.
Well, they also have to
we did allow for lead to be in paint, and apparently,
My point exactly.
according to
They just
news,
don't give a fuck.
According to news reports, the FDA has asked some of the baby formula manufacturers to limit more the amount of lead that they allow in the formula and in baby foods, like mashed
Just
up.
breastfeed people. Just
Yeah.
breastfeed.
Did you hear this on InfoWars?
No. This was CNN. Like this was and FDA has
There's too much lead in our baby formula.
They want some of these companies to bring the amount of lead down.
Why?
It's
should
not
they, why is
baby
there,
formula. I think it's baby
I was,
food, like
I was gonna say.
applesauce and mashed.
Why is there
lead
lead in
in
there?
there?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's why I'm kind of looking around. Did I miss
That
something?
is-
My kids are grown, so maybe it's a new thing. I
That
don't
is
know.
a great question. I don't understand why lead would be introduced into.
Is there lead in fast food?
Probably lead in every
There has to
fucking
be,
thing.
right?
I don't know. I would assume. I don't know.
They're like, lead would be the best thing in your
I'm a little
Wendy's, sir.
disappointed that gasoline was one of the things that they were like, all right, gasoline,
Here it is
paint.
right here.
We're taking lead.
Well, because lead was
Gasoline and
pumping
paint.
lead directly into
Yeah,
the
it did,
atmosphere.
So NPR.org, right, which I feel like is a pretty reputable.
Yeah.
The new
They think so.
FDA, and this is from January 25th of this year. New FDA guidelines calls for limiting lead concentrations in the processed foods intended for babies and children less than 2 years old. Lead concentrations should now be limited to 10 parts per billion in fruits, vegetables,
That's really
meats.
small.
It's a very small amount.
It is, but
What was it before?
It's-
What was it before the last time the FDA
it
came
was
out
just
and
a
was like,
fucking lure,
all right.
a fishing weight.
That's right.
Maybe it got teeth, but that's a hard one to pass. All right, I'll do a video.
He just clobbering fish.
Tackle weight.
all right, we got to get on to the next one.
They're like, but why?
Just a barrage of baby Gerber.
There's just
Anyway.
there's a senile old man dropping handfuls on the assembly line. He's like, the fish are gonna love it. All right.
Backed up. So just like that, you guys are moving to LA?
Well, we weren't gonna catch our big break hanging around here. Mark my words, Brandon. When Max and I get out to Hollywood, we are finally gonna get discovered.
We're gonna get discovered.
Getting discovered. We're gonna get discovered.
2 bodies were discovered under an overpass in Los Angeles County this morning. Officials say that their final moments were likely spent in agony.
That's great. You know, I was trying to think, where can this go? I couldn't.
2 bodies were discovered.
That was awesome.
We're
That's
gonna
very
be
funny.
discovered.
That's hilarious. And disturbing.
I like it. I'm all about that.
Very macabre.
So I'm going to play Carrie's first one
I
here.
don't even know which one it is. Oh, yeah, you got to see this.
Listeners,
Whoa!
fuck swimming in that river.
So I know that I really hate these types of TikToks because
Sure.
you have to see the video, but some of them were really good, and but what it is it's a statement. Somebody says, this is exactly why I don't swim in rivers
Right.
or lakes. This guy's fishing, and if it's not a 10-foot catfish that could probably
It's huge.
yeah.
I don't know. It's almost like you remember that show on Discovery Channel that was it was called River Monsters.
Yeah.
with that
The
Australian guy.
Jeremy,
guy.
what's his name?
Yeah, I'm Jamie. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't remember his
I was gonna say
name.
the Australian.
This
Yeah.
is a slimy sea monster that I've caught. Well, when I was, you just came back from Belize, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you do any of the jungle tours? Like they had one where they took us down a river, and it could be that damn river for all I know. The water looked the same. Fish about that big swam right under me while I was in my tube. I was like, pull them up, pull the feet up. Not happening today.
We did I posted it, right? We did the ATM. It's not what you think, right?
That's exactly what we
Cave tour. You were the one that put that there then, okay. And we
ATM tour from the A to the M.
exactly.
Only in Belize.
And we You know what? I can't pronounce nor can I remember what it is. I hate you both.
ATM tour. They're like, so take your pants off. You're like, what's going on right now?
Paid $400 damn for this.
It's nothing like America.
This is a group event. Everyone, please just robe at the same time.
And remember, sharing is caring.
So we had to cross 3 rivers. One of them was about neck deep, and they had a line, right? So if you couldn't swim, you could pull yourself across.
Okay.
And I never saw a fish that size, but the fish that were 6 inches to maybe 10 or a foot long were like right here.
Yeah.
I think one even actually tried to get in my shirt because it had kind of bubbled out. I was like, "Whoa, buddy, what is
fish are
going
like, we're
on?"
the souvenirs. Take us with you.
Yeah, and
you pay for this whole trip.
yeah. But no, I didn't see anything quite like. Now we had to walk through what they called as a jungle. Now, is it the jungle that I think of in my head, where there's like the rainforest? And
sure.
It wasn't like that.
It was a little more open because we were walking right next to this river. But there were like monkeys and big cats.
Oh, okay.
Did you see any ruins, Mayan, Incan, whatever?
No, just skeletons.
Really?
At the end of
like old skeletons?
Yeah, they have been there. Matter of fact, you can't even take your cell phone on this trip at all because it's
you'll bring
forbidden.
their spirit back with you.
Well, people have been trying to get pictures with their cell phones, and they've accidentally stepped on some of these remains and have crushed bones.
That's insane.
Yeah, and so they're actually within the next 5 years considering
stopping the tours.
Stopping it. But I got to be honest with you, because it was back. I think they said 750. I can't remember if it was AD or BC, but it was been years, right?
Should be AD.
Should be AD, right?
Oh, they could definitely be well before.
Yeah, but I mean the Incans were,
and the Mayans were,
and the Mayans were around the time of the conquistadors. That was, I mean, but
they lasted way before that though.
Not really. Like the Incans were like, the Incans in Peru were something like a 300-year dynasty. The Aztecs were close to 250 years. It wasn't super long.
So that's kind of how the tour was, because because you have to go under the water to get into this cave, and once you get back there, it opens up to where you could put a house. I mean, it's massive. You have to get through some. You have to be
the Ciotes.
It's like it was called the rough. It was called like the Raging Waters or Rough Waters Village, but we took it, and so like the first phase of it was these were the from 250 to 500 BC, and then these were from 500 to 750. So it was, and the deeper you got, and at the very end was essentially the climax of the whole thing was an entire skeleton. They don't even let scientists from around the world. They don't even let scientists go in there.
Like
and
archaeologists.
They can look.
Was that right?
Nobody can touch.
Oh, okay.
1428 for the Aztecs, 1438 for the Incan Empire.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they had to have existed as some sort of entity before it.
Well, I mean, there's. I think when they look at the DNA linkage between modern day Samoans and the Incan, like their DNA is almost identical, because it seems as though some reason the Incans left Peru and sailed across the Pacific to like the Samoan Islands, and that was their departure. They think that their departure may have been because they got some sort of warning that eventually the Spanish were coming, and the Spanish kill everyone. They, not even necessarily on purpose, because they're disgusting flu.
I always kept wondering how the haka, how New Zealanders will do the haka, but so will the Polynesian.
Yep.
Well, apparently the Maoris are Polynesian as well. Like they traveled to Hawaii on those long boats, like Moana, those kind of boats.
Yeah.
So they took that joint over to Hawaii, and that's like. Dude, those people were ballsy back then.
They were really smart too.
There was a thing I watched on Discovery Channel where to prove that the Mayans and the Incans and that these groups left, that they could transport themselves using those rafts all the way across.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. It was such a remote resort that before I left, I went ahead and booked the exact same week in the exact same room for next year. It was amazing.
Hell
it's a 2-hour flight from Charlotte, direct flight into
awesome.
Belize City.
2 hours?
Two. I think it was maybe 2:15.
That's awesome.
From wheels up to wheels down now, not from gate to gate.
That's good.
Planes are getting faster.
And then you're literally on a little shitty puddle jumper.
Yeah.
Where I could pull the pilot's hair. I could probably sit next to him if I wanted to.
Kiss his neck a little.
For 50, yeah. for 15 minutes.
I mean, if ATM's coming up later, you want to make sure that you pick the right partner.
Exactly.
We're doing an ATM when we get down there.
But I'll never do it again. I'll never go through that cave again. It was a one and done because the one part you have to go through, the rocks come this close.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of be a little bit of a contortionist. And it was at that moment because they ask you, are you claustrophobic? I'm like, no.
Not till now.
Right? Yeah.
But I went through that.
I definitely am.
I went through that. It was within the first 30 feet. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And I looked, and the guy's name was Jam Jam, who was the tour guide. I don't know if that's his real name. But
they always have awesome names.
And he goes, I said, is it going to get bigger? And that's what I said. And he looks at me. He goes,
during ATM, it will.
He's like this. And I said, yeah, is it going to open up? He said, he grabs my shoulders. He's like, yes, you're going to be fine. I'm like, good, because
you walk up to the tour guide.
I almost shit on myself.
You walk up to the tour guide and be like, I ordered a venti, and this is clearly whatever that little trial cup you all give us at Starbucks.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I got us squirreled, but yeah. Next.
All right. I'm going to play a follow-up to the last episode. So it's not super long. It doesn't really require any video, so I'm just going to go ahead and start it from here.
Stacy, why is your boyfriend being super weird? Super weird.
Super.
Oh, that's Jax. She's
good. Since your father disappeared.
Yeah, I think it is.
Disappeared. You asked me 13 times about your dad's affair. Your dad's affair. Plus, I think he's been stealing my underwear.
She's so serious.
And of course, she's slightly disturbed that this man-child has showed up at the house and hasn't...
They turned that on the ear real quick, didn't
they did. That was good.
It's like, so now the kid's a weird pervert.
Honestly,
all kids are weird perverts. I'm just gonna say
from the original, I felt like because who performed the original?
The guys that always conflate it with Bowling for Soup, but it's not Bowling.
Yeah, it's not Bowling for Soup. Anyway, but the original song, I always felt like the kid was sort of the weird one in the situation, mostly because
he thought the girl's mom was that.
Well, he kept asking the girl he kept asking his girlfriend if her mom was home or if she was back from her business trip.
Tell me that's not every young kid's like wet dream fantasy, though.
I didn't have any of those neighbors.
Okay, well then you missed out.
And none of my Fountains of Wayne. That's what it is.
That's it.
I was in my head. I kept saying Wayne. Like I was like, it's not Wayne's World. Yeah,
Little Wayne, maybe Little Wayne.
Yeah, potentially that could be.
Way to enunciate there, Zach.
Little Wayne.
But none of I don't think I ever looked at
friends with hot moms. That's what that's what was missing there.
Yeah, any ex-girlfriends where their moms were attractive enough for me to think, oh well, I'm gonna bail on you for your 40-year-old
mother. Yeah. Well, you know it's funny. She kind of put like an accent on it. Like
very Jersey.
Is she from that area?
I haven't noticed the accent on her, but like whenever we should have more songs where they do it in accent, like Boston, like Stacy's mom is wicked freaking hot. Stacy's mom is wicked freaking hot.
See, there you go. Go ahead. There's a little recording studio over here. You should go record it.
Fire up the mics.
All right, Zach, you're up.
So this is just a listen.
I don't know why cops get a paid leave after they kill a guy. I think that's weird, right? Get paid leave after they kill someone? That shouldn't happen. I think you don't get paid leave. You got to become a fireman. I mean, no more cop for you. You got to be a fireman now, right? Because the stakes are less high as a fireman. You know, like you can't fight the wrong fire. There's no such thing. You're doing great as a fireman. Any fire, you're about to kill me. Everything that makes you a bad cop makes you a great fireman. Like, oh, I was scared, so I shot. That's cool. Fires are scary. I get why you did that, right? You'd be racist against fires. That'll make you an amazing fireman. You got passion in your heart for it, right? I fucking hate these fires. Get that guy a promotion, dude. Captain. He's captain now. Fires are ruining this neighborhood. You're right. This neighborhood has not been the same since the fires moved in. how to do something about it.
You know what? I don't know why, but in my head, the thing that keeps coming back is from Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights, where the opening scene is the British or the English shooting arrows on the map. This place was great until the fires moved in.
You can be racist against fire, just make you a better fireman.
All right, I'm going to play Carrie's next one.
Video sent to ABC7 by activist group Direct Action Everywhere shows terrified protesters crying out for help as a duck slaughter processing line that they're chained to starts to move. Panic set in when the machine started pulling animal rights activists Thomas Chang's head and neck into a pull.
Almost decapitating.
Don't chain yourself to fucking equipment.
Yeah, so the protesters went and chained their necks to this stupid line, and they fucking turned it on. They're like, well,
you know there's a
well played, right? Like, you win.
Yeah, you know there's a guy looking down out of like a windowed room just holding the button like, I'll get him fucking in there.
And he's got to be like belly laughing. Like,
oh my God.
There's no way they're going to stay attached if I just turn this on.
Right? I bet these fuckers will go home
You better undo it. Turn it off. I can't turn it off. We're about to have human meat.
Could you imagine? It's like great.
Hannibal Lecter's just like, yeah.
Tastes just like pork. I don't know why anybody's worried.
No, it tastes like chicken.
Is it? Oh, is human
Served with
taste like
some
chicken?
fava beans.
You were in Belize. I don't.
Oh man,
Here's
I
the thing.
I don't know. That's why I was like,
did I eat person?
Did I eat people? Peoples?
Here's the thing about traditional, like at the southern border, past the border. Like traditional meals aren't like the Mexican that we get here. Like when we went to Mexico,
there's barbecue chicken though.
It was chicken and rice.
So yeah, but it was mostly
plantains.
Yeah, rice and plantains and like
sopas. Did you guys have those?
Yeah.
I had never had one before.
They're good.
Oh yeah, I know.
Jungle food is awesome. You don't know how awesome it's going to be until you eat it.
When they fed like after like 7 hours of this ATM.
But before the ATM.
It was after the ATM.
Before the ATM, that's when the food is awesome.
And it could have been a boiled cat. I don't know. I would have eaten it. I worked so hard in that cave.
Remember that big cat we were talking about?
It's nothing but aftertaste.
You ever eat a dirty penny? That's what's happening right now.
All right, I got.
It's like I licked a battery.
This is going to be my last one. I'm going to play this one.
Hey, can't park there.
What a dick.
Fuck you.
That's awesome.
They drove by. I saw that where they did it to the lady who like skid off the like side of this snowy road.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't park there. And she's like, I know, you fucking idiot.
Like, what would your response be? Clearly he was joking around. They better keep driving. Right? They better come and say that to my face.
I feel like he had the right response. Fuck you.
Keep it moving, asshole.
I would have hoped that it was real, like that, because I know that recording is. But that, like the you can't park that here. That was from Ghostbusters in 1985 when Ray pulls up with the old hearse. And he pulls up with the old horse and Bill's like, hey, you can't park that here.
And I forget what he says to him, but that's the first Ghostbusters.
Nothing.
Every time we do a show, there's like 4 movies I got to go back and rewatch, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Every fucking
Here's
time.
the thing. Here, I will just say this.
She could bust Ghost with us on Xbox, but we will not bring it up.
She's going to eventually. Here's the thing. Ghostbusters, if you watch Ghostbusters in the full widescreen like they did in the original in the movie theater, because it's so much different than watching it just in the 3x4
in the little square box.
Yeah, because you miss things like Peter Venkman and Egon like exchanging glances while Peter's trying. Like there are so many things you pick up on. So
it's probably definitely worth seeing again. Another movie that I need to.
I think it's on HBO Max.
Absolutely.
Well, then I'm going to go home and watch it. This is a day where I'm not doing anything anyway. So
except for setting up the Xbox.
Hey, yes, you know what? I can do that. I can set it up and play from my bed, right?
Sure.
Might we set it right under the TV? All right.
Whatever you want to do.
All I gotta do is pull it out of the box and plug it in.
All right.
It's easy.
Zach's last one.
The more people I spoke to, the more skeptical and frustrated I became.
Convention.
It was unprofessional, but when the time came for my big interview with Mark Sargent, I just didn't give a fuck anymore.
You're one of the biggest dick swingers in the flat earth game. So, no offence.
No, that's right.
And when I say no offence, it means you can't get offended by what I say now.
I won't.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And your whole life is a lie.
Good for him.
Became a flat earther because I tried to disprove it or debunk it.
But do you not think the reason you can't debunk it is because you're a fuckwit?
Yeah. I'm a pretty clever problem solver.
How do you prove the Earth is flat?
By not finding the curve.
So flat Earth is not something you can prove. It's just you can disprove the round globe.
Exactly.
That's bad. That sounds shoddy.
It's a stretch, dude.
Don't make up these rules. It's lawyers' rules. The stars and the planets are just pretty little lights. Sun and the moon are just bigger lights.
Like what, is it an LED display or something? What is it?
Probably a little better than that.
Okay, look, this is ridiculous. Okay, just sorry, I don't mean to belittle your views.
It's okay.
But fuck your views.
This can't even exist on its own. It needs a solar system, a sun, and a galaxy around that, a universe around that.
No one needs a fucking LED screen.
Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Ask some questions.
So you were in a Netflix documentary.
Yep.
And how'd that go?
It went pretty well. We shot...
Bad.
Bad. No, okay. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. Turned out our biggest recruiting tool to date. In fact, a third of the 18 to 24s were on board with this. And they...
So dumb fucks.
You call it what you want.
People who don't know shit.
Well, there you go.
Call what you want.
one good
People
point.
who don't know shit.
I like it.
Because there's more of that where he goes through and he's talking to like a woman who gets pissed off at him.
Yeah.
And so they just eventually start yelling and he's just egging her on. But he's like, I've dealt with dumb people all day. So that guy was the last straw.
Like, I just can't anymore.
Hilarious. All right.
Because you're a fuckwit?
All right, here's Carrie's next one.
Oh, this is
For
funny.
your car.
Oh, my damn motor.
Hey.
Clearly, he's helped his dad work on his car, right?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
I thought it was just adorable. This kid down on the ground in the
What damn motor?
living room working on his little toy Corvette. Cussing at his mom because he
Yeah.
doesn't have all the tools he needs.
What damn motor?
All right, Zach, you want to play another one?
Yeah.
I had a fourth, but I'm tired of hearing about the apocalypse. So basically, it's just a voiceover talking to this girl
You might as well play it. Damn, now.
Man,
I mean, Jesus.
I'm gonna do
He's
it
like,
then.
I'm going to
Look.
talk about it, but I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, well, when I talk about it, it makes it even less funny.
Would you try to survive the apocalypse?
Absolutely.
Is that not what we're doing now?
That was worth it.
Fair enough. It is exactly what we're doing now. This one is titled Arnold's Farts.
Why does that sound? Oh, I'm thinking about the fart salad. Okay, go ahead.
Was that part of the ATM tour?
God, this is so stupid. Well, here's what happens when you give a 39-year-old man with the sense of humor of a third grader access to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create you a short monologue in the style of Arnold Schwarzenegger about why he loves the smell of his own farts.
Hey, I have a secret that I want to tell you. I love the smell of my own farts. And you're probably asking yourself, Arnold, why the hell do you love the smell of your own farts? First of all, they are a reminder of all of the strength that powers my body. They're the fuel that allows me to lift heavy weights, run very fast, and conquer whatever challenges that come my way. You see, my farts, well, they're a symbol of the strength and also the power, and I take pride in them, all right? There's no two ways about it. They are the scent of victory. And let me tell you, nothing smells sweeter than victory. You smell that? It smells fantastic.
The scent of victory. I'm going to start saying
The
that
scent
when
of
I fart
victory.
around my brothers now.
That was a lot more.
The scent of victory.
Was that also part of the ATM?
The scent of victory?
Yeah.
Well, there was definitely a victorious moment. I do have to say that. Oh, by the way, did you know drinking and driving is not illegal in Belize?
I did not know that.
And I know that because the tour was a 2-hour drive, like from the airport when we flew back over to the mainland, and I'm sitting in the back. The girl that picked us up had a Wrangler, and there was clearly coolers sloshing with ice in there. I was like, is that a cooler? She's like, yeah, I've got beer and drinks and everything for, if you want something now, I'll pull over. I'm like, no, I'm good. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, right? She said, but you're going to be really thirsty on the way back. And I'm like, okay, get back. And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for that beer now. And I'm kind of like in the front seat.
Hiding it.
I'm like, wait a minute. Is it not illegal to drink and drive? She's like, no. And there's no speed limits. I mean, this bitch is doing like...
No, there is no speed
limits.
limits.
No speed limits over there. they don't. There's no cops. There's nothing.
I thought you were gonna be like, and we pulled up next to the cops, and they were fucking hammered.
There's no cops. No cops at all that I saw.
Hey, you want to see my gun?
You drive by a traffic stop, and the guy they pulled over and the cop are both throwing beers in the air. Bam, bam.
Now, I'm not saying there weren't any there, because what they did have was a plethora of
military,
like guards around the school. But the crime rate there is really low, apparently.
Yeah, when the military's around.
Yeah. Military usually puts the kibosh on a lot of.
Tend to toe the line.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play Carrie's last one, and here we go.
Đây là một cái hoàn cảnh vô cùng đặc biệt. Đó là anh Tú, 39 tuổi, đang mắc một căn bệnh mà khiến cho cơ thể anh cứng đơ như khúc gỗ. Có người thì gọi anh là người đàn ông.
So that's her son.
Giống như là
rigor mortis.
vậy đó.
I was gonna ask to see if you guys had heard of something like that. Like he's just.
Anh thì mọi người thấy không? Tay chân cứng đơ.
Wait, he's alive?
Không có thể nào vận động được,
That's alive, dude.
Và anh chỉ có thể dùng cây sắt để có thể gãi.
Is he really alive?
Cô nuôi anh bao nhiêu năm rồi cô?
Technically alive.
Nay nó 30 mấy tuổi á. Chị nuôi cũng 30 mấy tuổi, 30 mấy năm.
Have you ever heard of anything like that?
No.
Oh, and he's not old. He just has a fucking.
No, he's like 32 or something. I mean, he's.
Anh có thể nói chuyện được
Yeah.
không?
Nói đi, chào mấy anh mấy chú đi con.
Lead in the baby food.
Chào mọi người.
So I couldn't really get anything from the notes either. I'm ignoring you, Zach. I couldn't really do the translation, but I've never seen anything like that. And I know there's some weird shit, right, that goes on. For a minute, I thought, everything that just went through. Barrett's even watching it again. Everything that went through your brain whenever you first saw it is what was going through mine.
That it was an old person at first?
And I was wondering, I thought that it was like maybe a wax figurine of somebody. Like I did like a systems check of what could it be.
Well, this lady's carrying his ass like he's 10
and that's
pounds.
her mother or his mother.
Right.
So he weighs, man, I mean, he's bone.
Like
right?
50 pounds?
When I started playing it, honestly, I thought that this was the body of
a dead person.
Yeah, of a dead person.
In rigor mortis?
That they had.
Well, somebody even, I think, said that in the notes, but then they're like, whoa, the eyes moved, right? Like the kid's blinking or.
He looks like a mummy.
Yeah. So.
So let me know what that is if anybody happens to see that video and is
please.
like, oh yeah, my cousin had that.
Well, I can tell you what it does. It fucking sucks. That would suck. I feel bad for that dude.
Well, and that's the thing is like, surely he wasn't born like that, right? But I know nothing about what that is, and I think that's one that I saved right before I got here, so I haven't even had a chance to
break it down.
And the poor mother got to sit there and take care of him too. That
would break my heart.
Oh yeah.
Like I'd rather it be me than my kid.
Yeah, but then your kid would have to take care of you. But I mean, I'd do it for my family in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but would you want to even? I'm all about. Hey, I want to live, right? But in that, what are you doing?
I saw my dad get close to that before he passed.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But not like couldn't have picked him up, but he was pretty skin and bones, basically.
Was he rigid like that?
For the not to the point where he couldn't move his arms and stuff, but he would just keep his arms in the same spot.
What did he pass from?
Alzheimer's, dementia.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh gosh.
The thing is, my dad always said, if I ever get like that, you gotta kill me. And I'm just like,
I'm not spending the rest of my life in jail. Thanks, Dad.
I let it go.
See, because I know that my family would probably not do the thing that I asked them to do. Ultimately, I know I'm just going to have to throw myself off of like the.
I thought you were going to be like throw a toaster
off
in
a
at the
Chimney
back.
Rock up in North Carolina.
If you have the luck like I do, I'd break my third C3 or something and then just be paralyzed and dying of cancer.
If I'm killing myself, I'm not leaping off of shit.
That's gonna suck for 45 seconds on your way down.
When your asshole bounces through your face, like this is gonna
kill you. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of What the Fuck Was That?
Your asshole bounces through your face.
Thank you, Nick the Geek, engineer and producer, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. Check out details on how you can utilize his talent and production expertise at gotsoundstudio.com. If it seems like these episodes are too far apart, you can check out our partner podcasts. Zach and I host the All About Nothing podcast with Trent Clark, available on most of your podcast listening platforms. You can visit theallaboutnothing.com for links and details. Carrie hosts another very popular podcast with her partner Chrissy, Status Macabre, on most of the podcast platforms as well. Find details at statusmacabre.com. As well, you should check out our own DJ Lonzo's Top Top 5, hosted by Trent Clark, available on most of your podcast platforms. And you can check out Welcome to Wonderland, hosted by Ami Bland, available all over the podcast verse. Follow Zach King on Twitter at CarolinaKing21. You can follow Carrie Simmons on Twitter at Carrie_Simmons. You can follow me, Barrett Gruber, at Barrett Gruber. And you can follow the show on Twitter at WhatThePodPod. If you'd like to suggest something to share on the show, you can email suggestions at whatthepodwasthat.com, or you can tweet us. For more information and links, visit our website, whatthepodwasthat.com.
And then you have achieved the second level of ATM in Belize. So
yeah, you just land like on your legs and they split up beside your head and make a heart. You're like, enjoy your time at Belize. Check out the ATM.
You've become self-reliant in that situation. So you all stay safe and
have a week.
I thought we were going to keep our hands to ourselves.
Keep your hands to yourself.
This What the Pod Was That episode was recorded live from the GOT Sound Studio. What the Pod Was That is produced and engineered by Neek the Geek, owner and operator of GOT Sound Studio. To support the show, please follow us on Twitter at WhatThePodPod. What the Pod Was That is an entertainment product of Barrett Gruber. Special thanks to Carrie Simmons, Zach King, Muff the producer, Neek the Geek, and you, our listeners. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. Thank you for listening. This episode of What the Pod Was That is brought to you by GOT Sound Studio. GOT Sound Studio offers a variety of experiences: music, voice and instrumental recording and production, video and still photography. GOT Sound Studio has all of your media needs met. Owned and operated by Dominique Stewart, the Neek the Geek, experienced artists as well as up-and-coming will find everything they need to create. Bring your media needs to one of the most talented producers and engineers in the business, Neek the Geek. You can find details by visiting gotsoundstudio.com or calling 803-243-2302. You can also find links in the Friends of the Pod section of our website. Visit whatthepodwasthat.com. Hello, podcast listener. My name is Barrett, and along with a couple friends, Zach and Trent, I host the All About Nothing podcast. A weekly discussion about news, entertainment, politics, sports, and more. We give our honest opinions about the information that's most affecting the world. Sometimes serious, sometimes funny, but never not interesting. It's the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King, Trent Clark, and Barrett Gruber. Get it wherever you listen to podcasts, or visit theallaboutnothing.com for links. The All About Nothing podcast. It's likely to be the best part of your week. What the Pod Was That is a part of the GOT Podcast Network and a product of Barrett Gruber Entertainment and Media.